Hello, folks. Today I'll explain how and why we annotate a text. For this exercise, you will need a reading, a pen or pencil, a highlighter, and a copy of the annotation guidelines. Let's take a look at why we annotate. First of all, annotating helps us learn new words and concepts. When we identify and mark the words and phrases we don't know, it allows us to know exactly what we have to learn more about. Second, when we notice and identify details that stick out to us and we write notes about why, it helps us better understand how the details support the main ideas. Third, annotating helps us improve our understanding of a text because when we learn new words and concepts and we notice details as we read, we are able to develop a deeper understanding of a text. Annotating takes time, and it often requires reading the entire piece more than once, which is okay because this approach to close reading can help us develop a more detailed and complex understanding of the piece. Now let's look at the annotation guidelines. There are 5 separate items that I'm looking for when I grade your annotations. You don't have to do all of them during your first read, but you should have all 5 of these things completed before you turn in your annotated reading for grading. The first thing to do when you annotate is to circle any words that you don't know. This should be done during your first read of the piece. You will also have to use a print or online dictionary to look up each word or phrase and write a short definition or synonym for each of these words. And it is up to you whether you do this as you read or you wait until you have read the whole thing once through. In this example, I'm going to look up the definitions after I finish reading it once through. The second thing to do is to look for and highlight main idea sentences and phrases. I decided to do this during my second reading of the article. After highlighting what I feel are the main ideas of each paragraph, I will then go back and look up the definitions and synonyms for the words I circled. With the definitions written and the main ideas highlighted, I am then able to do step 3. Which is to paraphrase and summarize each paragraph in the margin. This means that, in your own words, you are writing a general explanation of the main idea and content of each paragraph. The fourth thing that you should do is underline or highlight details that stand out to you. When you identify these details that stand out, be sure to also write a note that explains why it stuck out to you. As you think about what you are reading, what it means, and what you notice, you should also write questions that you think of while reading. These questions can be connected to a particular sentence or phrase, or they can be general questions that you thought of. Your completed annotations should include all 5 types of notes and markings, and they should reflect your understanding of what you have read. Please use a copy of the annotation guidelines and the completed example to help you. Also, please ask questions about anything you are having difficulty with. You can ask questions in class, or you can use the Remind text conversation to ask me questions directly, and I will be sure to respond to you as soon as possible. Keep up the great work, and happy annotating!